and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Jerry, you got a story for the people. What's going on?
I do. Now I'm bringing it up on my browser over here. Do you have the screen to bring up, or should I share it?
I got it. I got it right here. I'll be more than happy to share it for the people.
So I'm also, after we go into the story, I also have an extra screen I'm going to share here when the time is right. But in the meantime, this just broke today. Okay, as reported by CNN, MJ Lee, Jeremy Diamond, and Kevin Liptak. Biden is now promising abortion rights law as Democrats try to rally votes. Now, he was at an event today, and they report President Joe Biden on Tuesday made a major promise on a push to put abortion rights into law as his party looks to seize on the politically divisive issue. Sorry, ad popped up on this, on the politically divisive issue and the final push ahead of the midterm elections. Let that sink in. The final push ahead of the midterm elections. At an abortion rights-focused speech at a Democratic National Committee event on Tuesday, Biden said if Democrats elect more senators and keep control of the House in the midterms, then he'd make abortion a top issue. The court got Roe right nearly 50 years ago. They did. And I believe the Congress should codify Roe once and for all, Biden said.
What's preventing them from doing that decades ago?
Past 20 years. Okay, so ready to bring up my screen? Do you see the screen I've got up there?
I see it. Hold on. Let me just hit stop sharing there.
Do we believe him? Do we believe him, kid, or is this what we're...
Whoa! Here you go. I also want to pull, again, perfect example. Biden is Lucy, and we're Charlie Brown. Never going to happen. By the way, I just want to say to all the people who were protesting Trump during his 4 years of presidency, saying we would be on the streets continuous and protesting nonstop if they did something to Roe v. Wade or women's reproductive rights. Hey, where are you at? No, seriously, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are they at? Oh, wait, they're at brunch.
Then he then implored voters to elect more Democrats in order to make sure that the bill could pass. See, this is what they do. When the Supreme Court repealed Roe v. Wade, okay, and gave it to the states, the Democrats fundraised off of it. Remember, we were reporting on this last year. Suddenly, all help us repeal what the Supreme Court just did. Send us money. Send us money. Send us money. We're the Democrats. We need more money to be able to change it. So here we are, right before the midterm elections. Another interesting thing that got trotted out a week ago after Gary Gensler did an interview with Jon Stewart on the sad state of collusion between the SEC and Wall Street. Now Gary Gensler is going to do something before the midterms to hold Wall Street accountable. This is what they do. Right before the elections happen, they dangle the shiny things in front of you and say, hey, vote for us if the Republicans win that majority. And I'm not saying the Republicans are going to make anything any different or any better, but the Democrats constantly got us by the balls. Claiming that if you don't vote for them, when it's very, very dire, they're going to change things, and they get in, and then suddenly they're going to have an excuse for it. Oh, it's the parliamentarian. Oh, it's Mitch McConnell. Now we can't do this. I know we promised this, but now we can't do it. Bullshit. It's what they always do. That's the Lucy with the football metaphor. I
also want to pull up and remember a fact. Hey, folks, let's have democracy in the chat. Type 1 if you got your $2,000 stimulus way back during the last election. Type 2 if you remember the Democrats swindled you and gave you $1,400 and then came up with some BS saying that the $600 you got under Trump was the first down payment. No. I'll gladly take the first stimulus check that we got under Trump, which I believe was $1,300. I'll be more than gladly take the $600. I'll be more than glad to take the $1,400. But Biden, you guys promised us $2,000. So where's my hip, cool $2,000? Where's the $2,000 at? See, you gave me $1,400, which I'll take. That's a bonus. But where's my $2,000? Don't say that the $600 is a down payment. So, hey, if you're a vote blue no matter who, and you really, really freaking think that somehow that the Democrats are going to follow through with protecting women's reproductive rights, okay, fine. Tell me what it's also like to believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy and little leprechauns, because the Democrats say they do it, but then they say, oh, no, we can't. We got something else that came up. It was the magician from Atlantis that told us that we can't do it because it'll hurt somebody's feelings. The Democrats will come up with some kind of BS all the time.
Do you remember the Blues Brothers when Carrie Fisher confronted Jake Blues down in the sewer? hospital after their wedding? No, I didn't. It was an earthquake. Locusts. It was fault. They will find that's they'll just grasp at straws. And you know what, kid? They act so magnanimous, like $1,400 was doing everybody a favor. That's not even some people's rent when they lost their jobs and were struggling to recover after the pandemic that shut everything down. They act like they're doing us a favor. Look, I really, really do hope they're able to restore Roe v. Wade so that you don't have states making decisions about women's reproductive rights or health-related issues. That's nobody else's business. But I do think this is just another example of them continually trotting out the boogeyman to raise money, stay in power, and then, as you just said a moment ago, make more excuses for saying anything and standing for nothing.
I also want to add,
should be their motto now.
I also want to add in something here too, which again shows in the point why anyone that's carried water. This is something I want to add to your story, and I should have shared this with you earlier, but I mean I think it's perfect to point out again that anyone that carried water for the Biden-Harris administration or went to defense for them, they're clearly hypocrites. They're opportunists. And here, this tweet came to my attention right now, and that is Fat Tony. I mean Cenk Uygur. It looks like we're going to lose the midterms. I'm glad it cracks you up, man.
I saw that today. No, you know what's funny, kid? I was so glad to see these are the stories you chose because I actually saw this stuff on Twitter today, and this one too. And I was gonna like it, but I don't want to like anything from Cenk. But I have to agree with him in this case. He is absolutely right here.
But you could always bookmark it. But here, hey, Cenk, I thought Democrats were tough and progressives had power. It looks like we're going to lose the midterms. No crap, Jagoff. People will look back at Democrats' inability to pass voting rights legislation as the moment we lost everything. Stunning failure of epic proportions, of course. And everyone in DC yawned because they're used to excusing Democratic failures, which, hey, Fat Tony, that's not the case. Here's the thing. The Democrats know what they're doing. See, they're the Washington Generals, and the GOP is the Harlem Globetrotters. And I do apologize to Harlem Globetrotters and the Washington Generals for comparing them to two jagoff political parties. But the thing is, what we're seeing is a show. The Democrats are losing on purpose because that's how they get the fundraisers in, Cenk. What happened when Roe v. Wade was overturned? Nancy Pelosi and her fantastic friends decided to fundraise, and everyone that was a sucker enough to give them money, hey, you think they're going to work on it now? The Democrats had a month and a half notice when that memo leaked from the Supreme Court to actually codify Roe v. Wade. The Biden-Harris administration could have done something. The Democrats could have done something. This excuse that they didn't have enough votes, they could have worked harder. They could have planned a lot better. There was a lot of things at their disposal. There really was an excuse for Roe v. Wade to be overturned. And if it was going to be overturned, there was nothing preventing old hagbag Nancy, Dianne Feinstein, and AOC and Biden Harris from actually doing something to codify Roe v. Wade and protect women's reproductive rights. But what they decided to do, fundraise off it, fundraise off it, fundraise off it. And so, hey, Cenk, what's it like associating yourself to a political party that is supposed to lose?
I have a solution for you, though, kid, so you don't have to constantly insult the Harlem Globetrotters or the Washington Generals. Okay. Here's my metaphor, okay? The Republican Party is shit. The Democratic Party is the shit sandwich. Either way, you're going to choke on both.
And that's why I vote independent. That's why I support both parties. Because the thing is,
don't eat either.
Don't eat either. Don't eat either.
You're gonna choke on both.
Exactly. So, I want to give you at least a final note for this story. I mean, what else can we really add or say that hasn't been said already? At this point.
As our friend Ed Heller in the chat likes to suggest, we need volcano-based solutions.
You know what? Here's the thing.
Drop them all into a volcano. Join the volcano party.
Here's something that we need to do. We need to confront them always. And I think because I just want to pull this up for this segment just for one last time. Because again, look, Biden needs to be confronted. All the Democrats need to be confronted. And I think this really shows in the point why the Democrats have no backbone at all. I want to pull this video up here because this is a work of art.
Congresswoman, none of this matters unless there's a nuclear war, which you voted to send arms and weapons to Ukraine. Tulsi Gabbard, she's left the Democratic Party because there are a bunch of war hawks. Okay? You originally voted, you ran as an outsider. Yet you've been voting to start this war in Ukraine. You're voting to start a thermonuclear war with Russia and China. Why are you playing with the lives of American citizens? You're playing with our lives.
There will be no neighbors if there's a nuclear bomb. You voted to mobilize and send money to Ukrainian Nazis. You're a coward. You're a progressive socialist. Where are you against the war mobilization? He's telling the right truth.
You're being rude. You're being rude.
Gabbard has shown guts where you've shown cowardice. I believed in you, and you became the very thing you sought to fight against. You've become. You are the establishment, and you are the reason why everybody will end up in a nuclear war unless you choose to stand up right now and denounce the Democratic Party. Will you do that? Yes or no? Okay.
You just want to take me. That's why you're here rudely interrupting my presentation. So sit down.
That Q&A was really empty too, by the way.
Dude,
Yes or no?
Hold on, wait.
Because this is bullshit. None of this matters if we're all dead. None of it. You know that. Then let's take it up right now, because this is the only thing that matters.
Wow.
This is the only thing that matters right now. We could be in a nuclear war at any minute, and you continue to fund it. That's what's going on. Why not right now?
You are being rude. You're being rude.
Liar here. Nobody has told you.
She's useless. She's useless. You know what, kid? I can only hope and wish that you or I might ever be in a situation with an elected representative where we could demonstrate the same kind of courage as this guy, to call her out, not worry about getting dragged out of there. That is an example of speaking truth to power. Well,
exactly.
or in this case, speaking truth to uselessness.
Yeah, exactly. So again, folks, if you're expecting Biden to do the right thing or the Democrats to do the right thing, well, I guess you live in a fantasy world. I like to live in a fantasy world too, but there's this thing called reality, and the reality is the Democrats, even if they do win, and there's a possibility they could, or get more seats. There's a possibility, depends on voter turnout, but midterms always have statistically proven to be low voter turnouts. You really think they're going to change anything? Because Biden said it himself that nothing will fundamentally change in 2020. Nothing has fundamentally changed in 2021. Didn't change in 2022. What's going to be the difference after the midterms in November?
I'll tell you what the difference is going to be. If the Republicans regain power, then we're going to see their ugly face again. And
yeah, true.
I keep saying is like, maybe the Democrats have to completely lose and the Republicans have to usher in complete fascism for there to actually be the type of a revolution this country might need, to just purge both of them, because it's two sides of the same coin. Okay.
Agreed.
It's a duopoly. It's an oligarchy, and nobody wants to see, violent revolution. But you know what, kid? I've said this a couple times. Politeness is getting no one anywhere with our elected representatives who just constantly know they can get away with whatever they want to get away with, point at the other party, blame them when both parties are benefiting and only serving their own agendas and enriching themselves at the expense of working class people, poor people, people who don't have health care, students who've got crippling debt that they can't get out of, veterans, homeless people. What the fuck is it going to take?